Hey everyone, welcome back to Fast Charging with BnB. I am Bear.
And I am Brian.
Well, welcome Brian. How are you doing this week?
What a week. It's been good. I'm doing all right, thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Got some exciting news to share this week.
Oh yeah, what could that be?
I've got a new special guest for my meet and greet, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's going to be it's a good one. It's one I've been waiting for.
Has it now? Are you going to
Yeah.
tell us today or are we going to have to wait for it?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it. Last week you gave me the exciting news with the purchase of the crazy vehicle. I just gotta I get my suspense.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what that's going to be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so what do we got lined up today? Anything good?
Nothing. I don't think anything happened this week.
Nothing ever happens.
No, but did you know that electric bicycles are now outselling electric cars and plug-in hybrids combined?
Well, you know what? If GM could step up to the plate and maybe make some cars, maybe that would change. I think I don't know if that's showing how good electric bikes are doing or how bad some of the EV makers are actually doing in producing cars.
I'll
But
be honest, I'm surprised with the numbers. Those are good numbers, but room for improvement.
yeah, it's a lot of cars, or I'm sorry, it's a lot of bikes, and they're not cheap bikes either. So
No,
they seem to cost around a grand for each one of them, $1,000,
yeah,
give or take. They could be more, they could be less, but that's a lot of money for a bicycle. And
yeah,
looking at the article, it looks like they do a lot better also in Europe and in Asia because places in Asia
because those
they
are already
really
countries where bicycle
yeah.
mobility is a thing.
Yeah, they do a lot of bike riding there. They're probably a lot more in shape than some other people. But
Round is a shape there. I've told you this before.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
I'd like to really quickly say, Olivia, you are not late. We just got started.
Oh, hello, Olivia, and hello, Scott. And Scott says he's got a Yamaha, and his
That's
was
exciting.
$6,000.
Well, and I would point out when you were saying some of them are cheaper, you can get them quite a bit cheaper, but you're probably not going to have it long, and you'll probably end up regretting it. It's one of those purchases where, like, if it's a tool you're going to use in any serious capacity, you don't want to get the cheapest one.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. Uh,
Yeah.
I wonder if Harbor Freight has one.
Ah.
All right.
Any new EVs out there?
Well, Neo has kicked off their first deliveries of their ET7, and I think it's a cool looking car. It looks very Model S-ish, so I
Yeah,
cannot hate the looks on that.
I
Uh,
can see Lucid in it too.
I see a little Lucid. I see a little Tesla Model S, and these cars. I'm not sure what the range is on the ones that they just started delivering, but they have future expectations of going over 600 miles of range on these cars, 621 miles on their next trim level, which
Sure.
it's not out yet, but 620 miles is nice. It's nice. I'd be looking forward to something
Yes.
like that.
That is not on the EPA test cycle though. But even if you take it back to the EPA cycle, you're probably still looking 500 ish.
Oh yeah,
NEDC is a very generous test cycle. They
yes,
call it the not even dang close cycle.
that makes sense. Uh,
Yeah.
so who else is making cars or taking
Boy,
orders for cars?
I don't think anybody. I know GM is looking to increase Hummer production as reservations top 65,000, exceeding expectations, certainly my expectations, that's for sure.
Yeah, that I'm not going to say it's surprising. I think that people are definitely interested in it, and especially with the way the gas prices are going, who would not want a Hummer that gets it'll probably be equivalent to about 60 miles per gallon, if that. But it's still, it's not a bad looking car. The only problem is I just couldn't deal with the anticipation of it never coming out or just taking a really long time or catching on fire.
Those bolts, they are hot.
Yes.
Um, It does surprise me because the price point on these is very high,
But is
but
it? But is it? Look at where the Lightning is on their top range.
sure. Well, and look at a lot of serious, capable vehicles of that size. I'm sure Escalade is topping out around 100 right now.
They are. Escalade's over 100,000 for a gas powered one, and
Right.
on this Hummer, the edition one was $110,000, where the Lightning fully decked out in the platinum trim is also going to be over $100,000.
Yeah.
With and Hummer's going to have lower priced versions that are going to be 80 to 100,000, which is still a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dismissing that. But these fully decked out, the Silverado is probably going to be in the same ballpark
Sure.
area. Remember there we talked about last week. The Lightning has a $20,000 battery upgrade in that thing.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's And if you look at even like what's the top Ram pickup, the sporty one, Trex or something like that?
Yeah, yes, it's T-Rex or something. Yes.
It is it is also outrageously expensive. Now when you say it's going to come down to 80,000, just like every EV maker, I believe it when it happens.
Well, they're talking about
Because
their lesser trim models will be priced at that. But with
yeah,
inflation in 3 years down the road, maybe it won't be.
we shall see. We shall see. Anybody else got anything out?
I don't know. Well, how many Hummers did you reserve, by the way?
Me? Zero. I reserved zero. How many did you?
I'm at zero.
Oh, okay. So we're tied.
Yes, we are tied. Though you never know, I could decide to take the lead just for fun.
Hmm.
I use it as an investment. So Polestar too. Uh,
Yeah.
it's priced at $47,000, and it's
Qualifies.
it qualifies for the $7,500 EV tax credit. So it
Yeah.
really does come in a lot cheaper than the Model 3. Uh,
Yeah.
it doesn't make up for some of the other things. It's a little bit slower. Some might say it's not as stylish. Some might say that it is more because that's all a personal preference.
Sure.
But it seems to be a decent little car. This company is currently going through a SPAC, and they're backed by Volvo. These cars are made in China, but they are available in the U.S. And the SPAC is GGPI, and that's Goris Guggenheim. And I know I've mentioned it before, but there's a lot of good articles about the Polestars, and their production numbers have just been going up. And the Polestar 3 is a beautiful car, also. Um,
Sure.
have you seen
And
that? Have you seen
have
that?
I what?
Seen the
I have.
Polestar 3? Bring
I
up
have
the
not.
Polestar 3.
Right. Polestar 3. I guess I have looked it up before. Images. It is.
Maybe it was a
I like.
6.
I do.
Maybe,
I do like it. I do like the Polestar 3. It looks like a Japanese Cayenne to me.
yeah. Yeah, they're not bad looking cars. Hopefully, they come out of concept and still are good looking cars.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind it at all. The thing with the Polestar 2 is that it doesn't have to be lightning fast or screaming sexy to be popular, to be a good car. And at 6.8 to 7 seconds 0 to 60, that's fine for a lot of people.
I like faster than that.
Well, yes. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Not necessary. It's not critical.
It kind of is because these cars can go up to like 130 miles per hour, and you can't drive 130 miles per hour.
Right.
So you've got a sports car and muscle car. They can't go as fast as they can with legally. So you've
Right.
got to enjoy what you can get, and all you can get is 0 to 60. So
Right.
that
That's
needs
true.
to be 1 second. I don't care if the top speed is 75. I just want to get there really quick.
Yeah.
That's where all the exhilaration is.
Yeah. Well, and fuel efficiency is the name of the game these days. Efficiency overall, whether it's juice or dino droplets.
Yeah, that is true. Does that mean we're going to the next topic?
Um, in my head, I thought the next one was a different one. Watchdog finds Postal Service could serve 99% of routes with electric fleet.
Yeah,
When,
and
yeah,
go ahead.
when Louis DeJoy decided that this was the company he was going to use, it was great because this platform can be gas or electric. And then he ordered almost all gas vehicles. And that's ridiculous. And there is no reason for it. Terrible.
There is actually a very good reason.
Let's hear it.
He needed money. That's
Yeah.
it. He needed money for his pockets. His wife probably said, "I want a new house. I want a new yacht." But there's some serious conflicts of interest going on with this DeJoy guy. I'm probably not going to get my mail tomorrow because I'm saying this, but there's some really fishy things going on. This guy is not on the up and up. He owns parts of the company that he is ordering these electric vehicles from. It's very
Right.
suspicious, and it just makes you go, ah, politics. I love it. I love it. So,
Yeah. Well, he also owns parts of shipping companies that compete directly with USPS, which is not ideal. So it looks as though they're going to be shifting some of the orders towards EVs, which is good, which we absolutely need.
yeah, I've heard that they're going with was it 10,000 out of what they need?
Out of
What was it, like 20% that they needed, or 10%? It was low. Or 25% of all of the new vehicles they're ordering are going to be electric, as opposed to all of them or 99% of them. So
Sure, there's
shameful.
a bit of legislation introduced that would block the embattled postmaster's contract by requiring at least 75% of them be electric or otherwise emissions free. And that's great. But getting anything through Congress requires, an act of Congress.
Yeah, I think that term needs to change because, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Okay.
we were going to. Oh, go ahead.
Speaking of government, I was going to say,
Yeah. Yeah.
NHTSA. Go for it. This is your article.
Increases fines for automakers not meeting fuel economy rules. Tesla excluded. A bit weird to put that on there.
Yeah.
Since Tesla has yet to use a single gallon of gas driving their production vehicles around. So the idea was that we set up these CAFE standards. You have to hit certain mileage by certain years for your fleet average. And the rules were a bit relaxed, and they are coming back to their original intention. And a lot of companies are feeling that this is very unfair because now we're being penalized and we had no idea.
Why were the rules relaxed?
um, I think the stated reason was because mandating fuel efficiency could increase the cost of new vehicles, and that would be unpalatable to both consumers and producers. I don't know if that was the real reason. That was the stated reason that I heard at the time.
I mean, because NHTSA is an organization that would love to find people. Why would they just not want to start finding companies to take their money? It's a government organization. So it just...
Yeah. The beauty on this is that may mean that there is now a renewed market for carbon credits at the producer level. So that would mean companies like Tesla and Lucid, and maybe even Nikola, though I'm not sure because it might only apply to passenger vehicles, would be eligible for regulatory credits swapped between manufacturers.
Yes. Well...
So that's, and no,
no.
especially with what we've seen in the last week on gas prices, the last few weeks. And by the way, oil prices have come back down, and I today still paid $4.61 or $4.71 for a gallon.
They go up a lot faster than they go down.
They sure
Yeah.
do.
When they go down with a parachute. When they go up with like a springboard or something.
Yeah.
Or a catapult. Yeah. They catapult up, they parachute down. That's the way it works. You can use that in the future if you want to. Just
Sure.
saying.
Matt Hofste's saying that the problem is that the supply of EVs is limited at this time, and it is, but that doesn't mean we need to sell gas guzzlers. They can meet the standards without making EVs.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that. It's very hard to get these cars to get the fuel efficiency without the requirements for emissions. Every time they put on a new emission requirement, it kills the gas mileage. These things,
Yeah,
they work against each other. So every time
sure.
there's clean air bills that are put through or restrictions, you kill the gas mileage. So it balances itself out, but not in a good way, because it costs so much more. That is one of the reasons. Besides safety equipment, you can go to other countries and they're able to build cars so much cheaper, is because they don't have all of the emissions requirements that we have, and that kills the gas mileage. You can get great gas mileage, you're going to have really bad emissions. So
Yeah,
they fight each other on that.
they do. And people don't want gutless cars anymore. I feel like you might have mentioned that just a few minutes ago.
I don't want a gutless car,
No.
but just saying, that's just me.
Yeah. So, did you hear any stock news this week?
There's been a little bit. So I guess my shares of Tesla are going to be split. How about yours? Because I'm gonna.
Mine are looking like they're going to split as well. Tesla will ask shareholders to vote at this year's annual meeting to authorize additional shares in order to enable a stock split.
So what do you think? 10 to 1, 5 to 1, 20 to 1. What are you thinking?
I hope it's at least 10 to 1, because that will leave room for it to grow quite a bit. I heard that the recent Google and Apple splits were, I don't remember, 10 or 20 to 1. I think they were 10 to 1.
Google is 20.
Oh, then it may also be 20, because it will make it easier for retail investors and international investors who wish to or are only able to buy whole shares. A lot of self-directed retirement accounts do not offer fractional shares, and I think it'll just be easier and better all around. I see no downside to it, and I've got an interview coming up that I recorded yesterday, where I talked with a very smart man who said there there are no downsides to splitting. And do you know why they have to have to put it to a vote?
Why do they have to put it to a vote?
So in the corporate documents, there's a limit to how many shares can be issued, and there's not enough remaining available shares to be issued to allow even a 2-for-1 split.
Okay,
So they have to.
that seems legit.
Goes to a vote. Goes to a vote. So, and that means this week Tesla did very well,
They sure
and
did.
really all the EV guys. So they're up 12% this week. Lucid's up 3.5%. Nikola's up 24.5%. That's a good week, man.
That is a good week, and it was a very good week for me. I'm very happy with it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Uh, my
Oh yeah.
my portfolio is very very good right now. So
He's sophisticated, you guys. I don't
yeah,
know what to tell you. But for those of you who haven't seen the show before, I should mention that we are simulcasting on Bear's Workshop and My Tesla Live, the second channel of My Tesla Weekend. What an innovative thing. What a groundbreaking thing. What an extra complicated thing we do for no good reason. But it's fun and we love doing it.
yes we do, and we're back here every Tuesday. And
Yeah,
next week we're going to be back again, aren't we?
I am. I am. The by the way, Scott read that they might also pay a dividend. That is a misleading headline that CNBC ran, knowing that it was mistaken. The stock split is a dividend paid in the form of additional shares per share. So it's not actually a cash dividend in the traditional sense.
That is correct. I did see the dividend. I also saw something that said it was tied into the fact that they'll be able to use this to pay employees with stock where they could not, because they would get, I don't remember whether it was options or something, and if
Right.
they can't buy it in fractional shares, they wouldn't be able
Right.
to purchase them. So this way, it pays the employee a dividend. So
hmm And by the way, with the stocks being up so high, JJ's pointing out that he's eating the luxury ramen tonight.
put a little
So
spice on it.
did you know Cybertruck has been spotted in the wild testing? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've got a picture of her right here.
That is looking so good.
Yeah, all I'm thinking is Breaking Bad. It looks like that Pontiac Aztec. That was,
Yeah.
yeah, it's awesome. I'm definitely gonna have to go for it. Is that wood paneling?
You pay extra for that. You pay extra for that.
Yeah,
My mom bought a Oldsmobile, like an 81 Oldsmobile wagon, and she paid extra for the wood paneling, thinking she was going to get wood paneling.
she got
And then, of course, it's
vinyl.
shelf paper. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
shelf paper. It was beautiful. Man, that thing. Wow. Those go for some money now, by the way. Those 80s wagons.
I doubt it.
No, they do. They do. On Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, Sarah Jessica Parker brought her own 80s station wagon. And so I looked up to see the values on those are quite high.
Okay, well, I'm not willing to pay that. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And Turo wouldn't let you rent it out. So what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. It's too old. Actually, once they're older than 25 years, you can get them put on there
Right. As a classic.
as a
Sure,
classic.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, sure. Any other Cybertruck kind of stuff going on?
I've heard of some things.
Like
Uh,
what?
isn't there like something going on next week? Like a
Cyber
cyber
Rodeo,
rodeo?
Texas. April 7th. That is fun. It's going to happen, man.
I
It's going to
heard.
happen.
Yeah, I heard you're going.
I'm going and I have a meet and greet. Should, do you want to know who my special guest is?
Oh, that's what. Is that what this is time for? Special guest? Who
It's
is
time
it?
for.
Who is it?
It's not a special guest. I've added co-host Bear's Workshop.
Yeah.
Do you know he's going to be there?
Yeah. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's pretty good.
besides incredibly handsome, he has an amazing speaking voice, and that beard is to die for.
Did you say from? I would agree. It's to die from.
Yeah, very close. Very close.
Yeah, so cool. I'm excited that you'll be joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, we've got Joe Tetmeyer and Jeff Roberts and Brian Roshetsky and Randy from Terra Factory, Texas, and more. And yeah, Dr. Know-It-All is going to be there. He's I don't know if you've seen him. He's super insightful, and he goes into the science behind Tesla and other companies in really interesting ways.
Nice. 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 This is going to be lots of fun. So,
Yeah.
Brian and I are going to meet up there. We're going to meet at the park. It's just going to be a gathering where we all just get to hang out and talk to people, meet people. You guys get to meet us if you want, or and we'll get to meet you. So it's going to be a fun time. Brian's got this Eventbrite set up. There'll be a link in the comments or in the description below where you can buy pseudo tickets from him.
Mm-hmm.
It's just to help support us going out there. We are going to be bringing pizza for people. So I will also have an Eventbrite thing set up probably by tomorrow morning where we will, if somebody wants to buy the fake tickets, we'll give you some fake tickets. It's just to help support us getting out there. So we would appreciate that if you can. So take a look at his link, and mine will be out there tomorrow. And I guarantee you, next Tuesday I'll be mentioning mine. So
And the tickets are free, but we also have premium tickets, which are the exact same tickets with no extra benefit, except that you help us offset the cost of this, an amazing event. And Bear, the comments, especially on your side, are simply blowing up.
Bear's going. Now I have to go. All right, JJ, you're gonna.
We'll see you there, man.
We will see you there. And just to be clear to everyone, these tickets are not to get into the factory.
These are just for the meet and greet. We don't even have tickets for the factory yet, and a lot of big names who definitely will be in the factory also do not have their invitations yet. So it's to be determined.
Yes. So we're going there just hoping for the best, and if not, we just get to hang out with people and have a good time
Yeah,
with our viewers.
yeah. And by the way, getting back to the churro thing, who is this wants to know, is the beard available for rental?
Almost anything is. We just
And who is this is saying, link is not in the description. It will be on the conclusion of the show.
yes, yes.
Or you can just go to Eventbrite and look it up. Yeah. I mean, I could do this for, yeah. It's the Giga Texas YouTuber meet greet tickets is what it's under. But we will get there. We will get there. And yeah, I can't wait to see all you crazy people. It'll be a lot of fun.
I just threw it in the comments on the
Oh,
chat.
yeah. I guess I can do that too.
Yeah. And Scott suggested I trim my beard to look like the Tesla logo, which is ironic that you say that because somebody thinks he has a mustache and beard that looks like the Tesla logo, and it's not me.
Who could that be? I'm telling you, man, I had probably 200 videos made before somebody noticed it. Although, in fairness, I was probably only in about 100 of them, but still.
Yeah. I'll bet you that person was higher than a kite when they saw that. If you stare at your face, dude, it looks like you've got a T from Tesla on it.
That was a good day for me. Any other big events coming up?
Yeah, I'm sure there is. But
let's talk real quick about. Oh, what?
You said big events, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I thought that was my segue. It wasn't.
It wasn't. That's was like, yeah, I'm sure there is, but I don't know where you're going with that.
Do you know Sandy got himself a new ride?
He did. Oh wait, and that's his wife, not his ride. That's what came up on my screen was him standing with his wife. Very nice lady, and I heard she's a very smart lady. I'm gonna mute that.
PhD, yeah.
Yeah, they probably met in the business, so that's.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, that's fantastic that people together have a common interest in something like that, because it's not like you just met working at McDonald's or something. That's obviously something that you got a real good interest for, and you can have conversations all day long. So.
Right. And I'm excited to see him rip this thing to shreds, tear it to bits, and find out what's under the skin.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the wife said no. She said, you're not tearing this thing apart. They decided to keep this, but they had every intention of tearing this down, and they're going to keep it. They like it so much, which is great news for Rivian, because
that's one heck of a testament to the quality of the vehicle when they get their hands on it and they're like, you know what? I can't do it.
You know what I just saw that I've never seen on a Rivian before?
What's that?
I'm at 2 minutes and 13 seconds on this video.
Okay.
The letters on that say Rivian on the side are in gold trim. Didn't that go out like 15, 20 years ago? Like where they started gold trimming things like that?
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I've just never seen that. I wonder if that. I've never seen it on a Rivian. I'm just wondering if they added that.
When you look at it outside, it doesn't look. Oh, I guess it is still gold. It doesn't look as gold when you see it outside. After the 3-ish minute mark.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, he's really, really impressed. Oh, you know what? It's not gold. It's chrome with yellow behind it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just looked at it in the snow and it wasn't gold.
From the side it looks yellow.
Okay. All right. Good. Because I was really good. That reminded me of when I worked at a car dealership when I was a youngster, and they used to put on these Toyota Camrys, they used to put the gold package, and they would deck all the emblems out in like really ugly gold and charge people $500. But I'm glad that Rivian wasn't doing that.
For a $50 upgrade?
If that. I mean, this is 460 years ago.
Yeah.
Things are cheaper then.
Yeah. So no tear down. They're going to keep it because they just love it too much. And I tell you, all the reviews I've seen have been pretty glowing.
I have seen that. Did I share the story with you? Or my friend saw a Rivian in public for the first time. I think like last week or the week before, and he said there was some sort of bolt or a hinge that was in the bed that was already rusting.
Mm.
And this is Arizona, which is really weird because it probably
Yeah.
hasn't even seen water yet. So I'm not sure what that was about. He couldn't get me a picture. I'm like, did you get me a picture? I'm like, why are you even telling me about this? It's nothing without a picture.
Yeah. And that's to be expected from a first iteration. That's something that you won't see in a year or two. I'm confident. The only review I've seen with anything critical was a shop that does wraps and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Went over it very, very closely and found a couple minor paint defects, a couple spots where the trim wasn't exactly perfect, but things that you and I and most people would never notice.
Oh,
So
I would, but most people wouldn't.
I would not. I would not. I would not. Yeah. So anything going on in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, some crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy,
Really?
crazy. So on the Nikola Investor call that they had, which we're not going to talk about, um, Mark Russell had mentioned that LG had just announced a battery factory that was right down the road. Uh,
Uh,
so
yeah, but it's not like, I mean, name one company that makes EVs in Arizona.
Nikola,
Okay, name two.
Lucid.
Okay, name three.
Are we going to name all 56 of them? Electromechanica. Do we need to
Okay,
continue?
fine, fine, fine.
All right.
So, yeah, 1.4 billion. That's a
Yeah,
real factory, man.
that is a real factory, and it's going to be 9 to 10 miles away from me. And I say 9 to 10 because that's how big the factory is going to be. It's going to, at one point, it's going to be 9 miles away. The other side's kind of going to be 10 miles away. It's going to be a very large factory,
Yeah.
and $1.4 billion factory right down the road from where I live, which is just kind of ironic that it's so close. But that is fantastic news for my neighborhood. So we're pretty excited about that, and they've been talking about that on our little community websites and things like that. So these
It's a
batteries,
big deal.
yeah, these batteries can go out to Tesla. They can go out to Lucid. They can go out to Nikola. I mean, Nikola's already talking about it, so they must have something in mind because the shipping costs from where they're building that factory to where Nikola is, we're talking 20 miles, 30 miles, if that. So
Right.
it's not far. It's completely a different ballpark than having to ship them across the country or around the world.
Right. Right. And if you need to, if as a manufacturer, you need to literally go in and get hands on with the production equipment and see what's going on, it's right there. You can go in and talk to them on your lunch break.
Yeah, yeah,
Having your supply chain close is helpful.
yes.
Um, and it's, and LG is as big a name as you're going to get.
What about my name? Bears
I
batteries.
haven't seen any of your batteries.
Yeah, they're called Bears batteries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Are they potatoes?
they will light you up.
All right. That's great. That's great. JJ did say paying 100 grand for less than perfect car is wild. The same detailer, the same wrap guy, was saying that he gets in. Oh, oh, what are
Just make up
I'm trying
something
to
if you
remember the
can.
name.
Just make up something.
It's a
They'll never
it's
know.
a supercar, uh, not Shelby, but Hennessy. They would get in these beautiful, beautiful Hennessy's, and they would have to redo the paint. Not redo, but make more perfect. So that's incredibly frustrating. If I was paying, 100 grand for a car, but that's just, I mean, the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I have never seen a perfect car. Um, I know every manufacturer at some point had some sort of issues. You could go onto a new car lot, and doesn't matter what kind of car you're looking at, you could find a defect in something that you may not like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yep. And Rivian's only going to get better, I assume. One comment I did see was that it's possible that it was rusted from sitting too long in the parking lot in Illinois.
mm-hmm. Okay. That,
That maybe there was some salt spray on it
um,
from sitting.
why would they spray salt on it just because it's in a parking lot in
They
Illinois?
wouldn't. They wouldn't. But I mean, it could get there.
Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Um, Olivia says that this means that in regards to these LG batteries, that they could explode. You're in trouble using Lucid's using LG batteries also. Um, Maybe with LG's plant coming right here, maybe I will get my LG Powerwall finally replaced a little bit sooner because I'm still waiting on that going on. This is about a full year now since LG put a recall in on my battery from for my solar panels. So maybe that'll help. So I'm looking at 2024. I could have new
The
batteries.
I think what Olivia's referring to was the Bolt batteries were
Yeah,
LGs, weren't they?
yes, they were.
But that was not that was one particular form factor of one particular chemistry. I do not take that to mean that there is an overarching problem with LG. They're still a very very big company, make battery producing company. They'll be fine.
Yeah, well, they also had problems in their solar panel batteries. So it's the
Yeah,
Bolt, and there's my house. So
yeah.
one of those is more important than the other.
Scott wants to know if they can if you're going to be flying over.
We will be stopping by there soon just to get the lay of the land.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the area. I know there's just nothing out there right now. So we're gonna, at the very least, maybe stop by there once a month. Um, maybe more. It's not as
Yeah.
exciting once the walls get put up. There's not as much excitement. Say, oh look, there's a pack of batteries sitting in the
Oh, look, a pallet.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we will get some flyovers of it because it is kind of interesting stuff just to track the progress of it. But at the same time, LG is also not traded on our typical stock markets, which means there's going to be less interest from investors trying to look at it. So
That's
I
true.
can't even use the BS excuse. Well, I'm here representing the investors and they want to see what's going on. So, but fortunately, it is just out of the no-fly zone from the airport. That's
Oh, good.
not too far away. And when I say just out, I mean like a couple hundred feet, and we're clear.
It's right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. So did you hear that Tesla's no longer qualify for the EV tax rebate in the state of California?
That is a fact check true because they just got too darn expensive.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that's something that they considered when they were raising the prices, that they're going to be losing some state rebates. They've got to keep that in mind, right?
They've got to. They've got to. But the demand is so high that even if California sales were to dip a bit, I don't think it would affect much. And it's entirely possible that these price increases we've seen will begin to normalize within 6 to 12 months as Giga Texas comes online.
Yeah, but what about the wait times?
The
Because
wait times are, well, those will, the problem is as soon as they start coming down, other people who say, I will wait 5 months but not six start reserving. So,
yeah, and I just got some bad news today. Speaking of
oh,
vehicles on
let's hear it.
order, my Model S that has been on order since January ish has now been delayed. It's pushed back another month. It went from late June to late July. That was the time frame. It went from now it's at late July to mid September. So
And how much has the price changed since you placed your order?
$5,000. So cha-ching.
Yeah. Great. Great. Can I have my car?
Yeah, I would like the car. Even if they're going to do 10 more price increases, I'd just rather have my car.
Yeah.
And JJ in the comments said Toyota quality control is near perfect at $20,000. There's no excuse for Tesla or Rivian. Um, I think there's no excuse for Tesla. Rivian is still new. They've got a little bit of, you know, they got to learn things a little bit. But I don't think Toyota is near perfect at 20,000. I would not agree with that. I don't think anybody is. There's just too much product to be that perfect. So
The closest I've seen is Lexus, which is a subsidiary of Toyota or a brand of Toyota. And they're I don't know if it's still the case, but at least in the 90s they were truly exceptional, but still not perfect. And yeah, I mean they're you can get good, but and I would agree with you, Bear, that Rivian absolutely has an excuse for small, you know, imperfections on a brand new first run vehicle off a line
mm-hmm.
from a brand new company.
Yes.
Um, the price is truly staggering, but you're not paying for paint, you're paying for batteries.
And that is true. JJ also brought up something that we were going to talk about, but this seems like a really good time to mention it. The rebates in California start tomorrow, yeah, in California for the Nikola Tre. They start
Tell me about
tomorrow.
it.
You want $150,000 off your Nikola Tre?
Yes, please.
Yeah, just you got to move to California and buy one. That's all you got to do, I think.
Is it really that much?
Yeah, it's $150,000.
Oh, 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 oh.
So,
That's
so there may be some order announcements tomorrow
that's
or in the next couple of days.
I think that might spur adoption.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's huh.
Speaking of adoption, Anthony Lozego just gave me a super chat. He says,
Yeah.
and I'm going to adopt him for doing that, or maybe he can
Yeah.
adopt me. Got a pony here. I'm a Brian fan, but new to you, Bear. Well, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that.
Awesome, Anthony. And we do appreciate the support because, you know, these we enjoy doing these and we're doing the research on this stuff anyway. We follow all this stuff anyway, so we might as well share it. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Um, yeah, yeah. Mr. C wanted to know, why did Lucid go up today? And I think the answer is all the EV stocks went up,
They all
and
did.
the market is improving. Gas is still problematic, and yeah, it's just good news all around.
Yeah, stocks are sometimes like Forrest Gump running down the road, where one
Yeah,
guy's going and the rest are going to follow.
yeah, yeah,
Great
yeah.
analogy, right?
Super great. I absolutely love it. So now is the part where I said any other announcements.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Idra.
Idra. Mhm.
Is it Idra? Okay. They are
Yeah,
having
yeah.
an open house in Italy to take a look at their Giga presses. And
Hmm.
are you going to go, Brian?
I haven't decided. I haven't decided. One of my faithful on Twitter what said, "Oh, Brian, you should consider it." And I was like, I should. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think any other US based Tesla tubers are going to be there. It would be an exclusive, but it's June and that's peak travel season and that's expensive. So I don't know. But it would be fascinating to see the Giga Press that's going to be used to make the Cybertruck front and rear castings in person before before very many people get a chance.
Well, I think it would be kind of cool. I'm into that kind of stuff. Um, but I have a feeling their open house invitation is for possible customers. But, maybe they'll allow people from the press. I hate using that word on you because if you were actual press, I wouldn't talk to you. But yeah, that could be fun. I don't think it's going to line up with my schedule. But
My wife has never been to Italy. I don't know how she'd feel about that, but I imagine she'd be excited. I have reached out to them by email to see if there's any, to see what the logistics are, because it looks like it's a 6 or 7, 8 day event. And I asked, what's the schedule? I'm just trying to figure out my logistics because, yeah, if they're not excited to have me there, I'm definitely not going. But it could be that they're very excited and would roll out the red carpet and let me get interview time and let me get B-roll you can't get anywhere else, and help me understand things from a perspective that I wouldn't be able to get remotely.
I definitely think you get some stuff that most people will never get. Uh,
Yeah.
Speaking of things that I'm not getting, Olivia wants to. She is demanding that a question be answered about. I think it's. She read an article saying EVs are hard because of lack of batteries, and a former Tesla is recycling batteries. Jerry Rig Everything is building his own electric Hummer using Tesla batteries. Olivia, is that your question, or did I miss it somewhere else? Um, I don't think that if you're just stating that people are saying that EVs are hard because of lack of batteries, that doesn't make them hard. That just makes it a problem with the logistics of getting your supplies that you
It
need.
makes it hard to ramp.
It makes it hard to ramp, but they know how to build cars. I'm sure most of these companies at this point know how to put an electric car together. Whether you can do it efficiently, that's another story. That might be what's hard, is making them efficient, or at least comparable to other car manufacturers that are out there, say a Lucid efficiency rating or a Tesla efficiency rating, where as opposed to getting a Mini Cooper efficiency rating. So
Sure. Sure. There was a comment earlier where I don't recall who, I apologize, said GM should focus on making 2 Lyrics instead of 1 Hummer because the battery demand for a Hummer is substantial.
yeah, um, but we don't know what the profit is on those vehicles, do we?
Right. Right. That's very true. Um, on
And
the Giga Press, Paul Crowder said, I hear they're giving free rides on the press. That would be a once at the end of a lifetime experience.
yeah, I would wear my cowboy hat for that ride.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh wait, I could just I
So
could just
yeah,
wear it
that's
right now.
very oh nice.
Yeah, I gotta live the moment here. Too bad
All my hats are in the car.
my
I
headphones aren't going to work with this hat. I'll
have
have
so
to
many I
get
have so
something
many
else.
EV related hats. It's ridiculous. I don't even wear
Oh
hats.
look, I got another one right here. This is one that I got from the auto museum, and
Nice.
drive it like you stole it.
Nice. Nice.
Oh wait, since I'm wearing things, goggles.
So I think that's all we had to talk about.
Yeah,
JJ, was there anything else we should have covered? I mean, I
yeah,
feel like
yeah. We're
like
just
we
kind
all
of winding it down, showing you
just
guys,
kind of winding it down.
show you
Just kind of
show
winding
you
it
the guys the
down.
costumes I have when I'm bored. Uh, I let's just throw this in. I don't want them to leave.
Okay.
Um, so somebody made this awesome video. It's just a rebroadcast, but it was long. It was 4 hours, 52 minutes, and 20 seconds. So yeah, I sat through the entire Investor Day event last Wednesday, recorded it for everybody. JJ, are we going to break this down? No, we're not. They did reiterate that they're going to make 300 to 500 semis this year. A lot of that is going to be dependent on getting the supplies. They're confident that they have enough for 300, but up to 500. Uh, so they reiterated that. They talked about their hydrogen supply progress and production. Gave us a little bit of insight onto that and different things along that line. But I cannot put this down into a little ball of of knowledge because it was that long. But they did go over lots of things. They went over margins. Right now they're going to be running at anywhere from a negative 65 or 60 to 70 percent margin on these trucks. So each one that they build, they're going to be losing a few $100,000. On the battery electric, they plan on having their margin stabilized next year. The FCEVs, which will start production next year, they're going to run into the same thing where they're going to be losing money on the initial sales. Their margins are going to be horrible, and they expect that to recover in 2024. They've got about 12 months worth of money left. We already know that they're going to be looking to get more money in order to continue on, and talked about all of these things and more. Did you have any questions? That was a very short summary.
Well, no. We did have the story that broke today that I wanted to cover. The Nikola and ENGS commercial finance company signed agreement to provide financing for the customer sales. And I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it's great. They're going to be working hand in hand to make financing easier for retail partners, for consumers.
I think it is a big deal, because one, this can help get trucks into the hands of business owners, small business owners, maybe someone who's got a very small fleet,
Well,
and
sure.
getting in like an equity line of credit or some sort of line of credit could really, if they have an equity line of credit with their business, they're a small business, they may not have enough. It may be at a higher interest rate. There's a lot of factors into play. You don't want to use an equity line of credit to buy a vehicle. You want to use that to keep you for whatever your business needs it for.
Sure.
So this will probably offer decent interest rates, decent terms, and they know what the backing is, what the collateral is. So just going straight through them. Well, okay. Well, what do you got? Oh, I got a 2022 Nikola. I know what it is. This is what it's worth. This is what we're going to loan on it. Let's look at your credit. All right, you're good to go. And they could be in and out pretty quick. So I think it's a big thing for them to make sure that is secured.
Yeah. And I don't know what financing is like on trucks, but having one more option helps.
Oh, yeah.
And this is also a vote of confidence from ENGS, because they're saying, we believe that this truck is not going to be problematic in the sort of way that would lead to a high default rate.
Yes.
So I think that's helpful.
Yes, it is. and almost all of these agreements are helpful. They generally are not helpful unless there's some sort of announcement that says something else, but we don't want to see that. Anthony has also done another super chat, and he said, "Hey, what about Mary in the new title?"
Is it gold or did she lead?
Mary is such a personal hero to me that I almost want to write a poem about her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Me too.
It's something like, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? Yeah. I wasn't going there.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm not familiar with her new title.
I'm not sure if that's what he means. But I'm not sure what he means about.
Well, he added, I think she's on some board.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Oh, part of the U.S. Homeland Security Advisory Panel.
Are you kidding me?
That's what Anthony's saying.
Oh my God! Why?
Because she's a natural-born leader bear. Pay attention. Olivia's saying, by the way, gas is cheap where I live. Where's that?
Mars?
I believe. Well, there are places, maybe Wyoming, they frequently have it, but there I don't know. There are also countries where gas taxes are lower, and other countries where it's subsidized, outright subsidized. Boy, yeah.
Oh, well,
part of U.S. Homeland Security Panel.
It looks like if I ask Anthony a question, he's going to super chat me back, which is awesome. Super chat, GM CEO Mary Barra, part of the U.S. Homeland Security Advisory Panel. Well,
okay,
we're screwed now.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I mean, isn't she busy? Isn't she kind of busy?
I would have thought that she would be busy, but if she can convince half the country that she's actually leading the EV revolution, she might convince us that everything's okay while we're being bombed by another country or something.
Maybe.
So maybe it's all about convincing you that you're okay.
Interesting.
JJ's got a super chat now, so I can't.
Yeah.
Why can't I super chat, Brian? Guess I have to give it to Bear. All in one. Nikola yet, Brian? All in on Nikola yet, Brian? Are you?
So the reason, JJ, is because YouTube won't enable super chats until I hit 1,000 subscribers, and on this channel I'm at like 360 maybe. So it's gonna be quite a while before I can monetize at the rate we're going. But I've got a bunch of live stuff planned, and I think I can convince Bear to join me in a special off-calendar live stream from Austin
Oh,
while we're there,
absolutely.
an in-person live stream. How cool would that be?
That would be great, as long as it's on my channel. Just kidding.
Well, we gotta get the no. We could do both, man. What are you talking about? We just put the cameras side by side and just go.
We can rubber band them together.
Yeah, stack them on the tripod. I'm
No,
sure that works.
we could definitely use your channel to get you some more
Yeah.
viewing hours, and hopefully, I know I got 30 people on. If you guys have not subbed to Brian's channel, please give him a sub. He does need the help, and we want to support him. All you gotta do is click a button. It's not that hard.
Yeah. MD Hofsty saying that I'm at 367 subs. So a ways to go. A ways to go. And yeah, YouTube is kind of the worst about that. But if it weren't for YouTube being so awful about monetization, half the people that you follow wouldn't even have Patreons because they'd already. That's something we start because we can't monetize. So yeah. Oh, Lockbird says they both have it bad for Mary, but neither young enough for success. Love me some Mary. Love me some Mary.
I think I'm young enough. What does that
Laura
mean?
Best in Tesla calls her Mary Embarrassment.
That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. Any last minute questions? We're getting down to it.
Yes, we are. Look at that time.
JJ thinks he's punishing me by giving you more money. He's mistaken. I am not all in on it. I am not. I don't know enough about trucking to make big investments in that direction.
Brian, I got your cop out on this. Are you all in? What is all for you? $50? $100? I mean, how much you got?
How many shares do I have to buy to make you happy? And how do you know I'm not lying? Maybe I have a substantial position and I just don't disclose it because I got in under 7 and I would make people feel bad.
Well, thank you again for the super chat, JJ. But you still haven't answered his question, Brian. And
I am not all in on Nikola. I did want to say a quick thank you to my Patreons, including JJ, who joined at the Bear Friends level, and also I don't think I've got him listed yet, but I did just get one from Rick Thor, who's also a Bear Fans $4.20 patron. Super cool, you guys. Just the coolest. So I've got 2 on for just this. I've got this whole page of them because I've been doing this a little while and I've had the good fortune of having very generous and gracious supporters.
Well, that is fantastic. And since we are just about getting to the end, I also want to say thank you to all of my viewers who support me, and not Brian, but come on, support Brian also. My patrons, I appreciate everything that you guys do with your monthly support. That's very helpful. And we love you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. And the and we should say once another quick plug for the event coming up, the Tesla meet and greet with new special co-host Bears Workshop on the 7th from noon to 3 before the big Cyber Texas Ranch event. Tickets are free or more if you want to help out. The pizza budget is getting a little goofy at this point.
Yeah. We're going
If the event gets much bigger, we'll cease to be content providers and just pretty much be pizza salesmen at that point.
Yeah, maybe we should sell the pizzas for $1 a slice or something.
Yeah, I can't do it. I just gotta give them out.
No,
Hand them out.
we are going to give out all the pizza, and if we do not give away all the pizza, Brian is going to finish it himself. I'm not eating that pizza.
He's not exaggerating. I will make it happen. I do not think having too much pizza is going to be a problem. We've already got, as of today, hundreds of reservations of tickets out, including free tickets. So join us. Join us.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, and then we're kind of winding down there. Anything you want to say as we call it a day, Bear? Or do you want to just wish me a good day? Any last minute chats to get to?
Olivia keeps asking me a question of whether or not I've seen her question, and I'm not sure which question it is.
Oh no, she was asking about my quest. If I saw that she's, I asked where. She said Barbados.
Ah, okay. All right.
So welcome to the channel from Barbados. Yeah, to Barbados.
Barbados.
Anyway,
I haven't been to Barbados.
I have not. I have not either. No. All right. Bear, I want to thank you for your time. This is fun as always. We always have fun.
Yes,
I want
yes,
to thank
yes.
all the folks who popped by, Paul and Tim and Jeff, of course, MD Hofsty, Anthony, and Wendelin, who I don't see around as much, though I know you're here. And Wendelin, I've got a question for you about a graphics thing. We can talk about that later. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you, Bear.
Well, thank you, Brian. It's been a pleasure as always. And
Yeah.
we will be back here next Tuesday, followed by a bunch of live shows from Giga Texas, which will be awesome.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. All right. See you guys next week.
All right.